Mihile is so free. This class is so free. Playing Mihile is like... Playing Mihile was like... I dropped my phone and I went to pick it up and I'm still alive. I don't know how. It's a class that just doesn't die. It's super forgiving. Like honestly, it's helping me learn so many bosses. And if you already know the bosses, man, you're gonna have such a great time just ignoring everything. Like as a boss mule, it's pretty perfect. You're just face taking everything. It's so effortless and you're just raking in the money. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room. This class is still gender locked. So no, you can't make a wifey Mihile. And nah, I know some of you are allergic to playing male characters, so that might be the biggest turnoff. But if you can look past that, it's pretty rewarding. You're a one button attacking class, so you use the same skill for both mobbing and bossing. The cross is for mobbing and the X is for bossing. You cycle between them using your toggle. Okay, just a side note, I know this is predominantly a bossing video, but like your mobbing is nothing to glance over. It's pretty good. You've got a couple of full map attacks that you can just cycle through, and that makes training super easy as well. Don't forget to turn off your toggle when you're training because it lowers your max enemies hit. A friend of mine did this, definitely not me, trained all the way to 250 and was like, damn, I wish my attacks attacked more mobs. And they do. You just have to be in the right mode. Hey you! Are your attacks small and pathetic like this? Ew. Just press this button, and your attacks could be big and strong like this too. Still doesn't hit Damien though. Man, the sized expectations in this game are unrealistic. You got Royal Guard. Royal Guard is an iframe if you block an attack, and if you successfully do so, you get an extra 4 seconds of invincibility. Royal Guard has a 6-second cooldown. That's 2 seconds if you land Royal Guard in which a boss can attack you. That's pretty ridiculous. Oh, I didn't even mention. By attack I mean everything. Yes, everything. Cue the montage.
I am ready. I won't yield. Forward.
You have a permanent uptime summon. Those big area of effect attacks we were talking about earlier. And a whole lot of buffs you want to press before you go into your burst. One of them gives you and your party a max HP overshield. One of them stops you from being one-shot. They all give you damage. One of them even gives you final damage. Yeah, they're really good. Pop them before you go berserk. You've also got Magic Crash that removes that annoying 1 damage buff the bosses use. Now, just like everything else in this class, the tri-nodes are pretty easy as well. You only really need one pair, being some mix of Radiant Cross, Royal Guard and Install Shield. If you're main in the class, you can put on a second pair just for the hell of it. That would be Final Attack, Radiant Driver and Charging Light. Unlike every other class I play, you don't need +1 on your inner ability. Your skills get you to +8. You can just use Speed Infusion and Green Pot to get you to max attack speed. I can't rate this class enough for bossing. It's made for it with Royal Guard. And especially in the context of this video only going up to Lotus and Damien, it's an absolute face roll. Like there's no way you're gonna be dying.
Delete that footage.
I reckon this class actually gets better the more experienced you are at the boss fight. Now, don't get me wrong, I think this class is still super beginner friendly, but you get to a point where you're not just Royal Guarding everything, you're not panic Royal Guarding. You can save it for certain skills because you know that you can dodge and survive with your normal abilities. Like Royal Guard does take some time to get the hang of. Like yeah, 6-second cooldown, pretty forgiving, 4-second invincibility if you land it, cool. But you still need to land it. If you're pressing it prematurely and you miss the attack, you're gonna be in a bad position, especially when you expect to be invincible for that 4-second duration. In saying that though, they have made the class a lot more easier and accessible to all players. Like Mihile used to be ping reliant. Royal Guard was a fraction of the timing it is now, and it used to be server based, but now you're just blocking what you see on your screen, which is good. Playing through the class at a basic level, it doesn't really leave you wanting much. Like, I think the class is really good. I guess the mobility can be a bit better. Like, the up jump you have to use while stationary on the ground, so you don't really get that much vertical height. So I do find myself using rope lift a little bit. But it's a warrior class. They're not meant to be mobile. They make up for it with the survivability, and this class definitely does that. I guess the only other thing you'd note as a downside is that you'd want a cooldown hat. Now, I don't have one, and I've been fine on the class without one. But you can get Royal Guard to a 5-second cooldown with a 4-second invincibility, so only a 1-second time where you're taking damage. That's pretty insane. I guess being too easy is also a valid complaint. It's not very mentally stimulating. I don't mind though. I like face rolling the bosses. Just go with the motion of the ocean. Oh, and the class is one of those holy light classes, so very yellow. I don't know. Hopefully I sold you in the class. I ended up burning one in the Dreamer patch and I love it to pieces. So maybe you decide to hyperburn one too. I don't know. But hopefully this helps with your decision. Thanks for watching.